Good morning, my dear students. Once again, welcome back to Social Science Revision online teaching classes from Vishwamanava Residential High School. My dear students, in this session today we are going to discuss 1 marks question and answers, 2 marks question and answers and 3 marks question and answers in the lessons, that is Indian industries and Indian natural disasters. These two lessons today we are going to discuss through the question and answers. Okay, let's start. First main, answer the following questions in a sentence each. First question, what is meant by industries? Answer, the conversion of raw materials into usable products is called as industries. Many natural resources and raw materials cannot be utilized directly, isn't it? So, they had to be processed or refined. For example, conversion of sugar cane into sugar, isn't it? And iron ore into steel, cotton into cloth, etc. So, the conversion of raw materials into usable products, that can be called it as industries. Okay. Second question. What is industrial region? Answer, industrial region, it refers to a region with the concentration of one or a variety of industries. It is called as a industrial region. Third question, iron and steel industry is known as basic industry of all industries. Why? Because it is the basis of all other industries. Many industries like engineering, locomotives, machine tools, automobiles, agricultural equipments, etc. So, it is fully depend on iron and steel industries. So, that reason iron and steel industries is called as basic industries of all industries, isn't it? Next, fourth question. How do you say that ancient India now the art of smelting iron ore? Answer, ancient India now the art of smelting iron ore. The best example for this is the iron pillar in Delhi. Next, fifth question. Whom did the credit for modern India and steel industry goes to? Answer, the credit for modern iron and steel industries goes to J.N. Tata, who started the Tata Iron and Steel Company. The credit goes to J.N. Tata. Next, sixth question. Why do the constructions companies provide more demand for aluminium? Why do the construction companies provide more demand for aluminium? Because it is a good substitute for steel and copper, isn't it? Next, seventh question. Cotton industries is an important agro-based industries. How? Or sugar industry is an important agro-based industry. How? Answer, the raw materials required for these industries are available from the agriculture. Next, eighth question. Mumbai is known as the Manchester of India. Why? Because Mumbai is the most popular center. All of you know that. Mumbai is the most popular center for the cotton textile industry. It is known as, or it is called as, Manchester of India. Next, ninth question. Paper industry is a forest based industry. Justify the statement. Or paper industry leads to destructions of forest. How? Answer, paper industry is a forest based industry. The raw materials used in this industry are softwood like bamboo, grasses like sabai and babhar. So this is about the forest based industry. Next question. Recently, straw, paddy, wheat, cotton lints, bagassing, rags are being used as raw materials in the paper industry. Why? Answer. Because due to lack of forest based raw materials, straw, paddy, wheat, bagassing, cotton, lints, rocks, etc. are being used to as a raw materials, isn't it? Next question. India is importing paper. Why? Answer. In India, the present production of paper is not sufficient. The present production of paper is not fully sufficient to meet its local requirements. So, this is about the India is importing paper. Next to 12th question. What is the important requirement to knowledge-based industries rather than physical inputs and raw materials? What is the main important requirements to the knowledge-based industry? Answer. They require intellectual capabilities rather than many or any physical inputs and raw materials, isn't it? Next question. Today, knowledge-based industries are the fastest growing industries in our country. The knowledge-based industries are very fast growing industries in our country. Why? Are India has the potential to become a lending knowledge-based industry. How? Answer. India has the potential to become a lending knowledge-based industry with its young population and growing fully information technology. So this is about knowledge-based industries or fully fast-growing industries in our country. Next question. What are the two components of knowledge-based industries? All of you know that the two most important components, one is software, another one is second one is hardware. Software and hardware are the two most important components of knowledge-based industry. Next question. The central government of India has encouraging the software industry. Justify. Or why has software technology parks established? Answer. By encouraging the software industries, many software technology parks were established in different parts of the country. Isn't it? Next question. Bangalore is called as Silicon Valley of India. Why? Answer. Bangalore is called as Silicon Valley of India because Bangalore is the most important center for Indian software industry and it is called as Silicon Valley of India. So that Bangalore is called as Silicon Valley of India. So these are the 1 marks or 2 marks question and answers in the lesson Indian Industries. Now let's move on. 3 marks question and answers. Second main, first question. Industries are played an very important role in the economic development of India. How? Or explain how the industries help in economic development of a country. Very important. See here. Industries played an very important role in the economic development of India. Answer. It reduces the reliance on primary product. Second point, reduce imported goods. Third point, increase the national. Fourth point, increase per capita income of the country. Fifth point, it earn foreign exchange. 7th point, it creates more employment opportunities. 8th point, it increase GDP of the country. 9 point, it improve standard of living of the people. And 10 point, it reduce pressure on agriculture. And last point, it helps in development of a tertiary sector. So this is about the importance of industries. Listen, see, this question is asked for 3 marks in the year 2019 March. So very important. Next question. What are the factors influence the location of industries? Are industries in India are located only some places? Why? Are Bombay is the most popular center for cotton textile industry? Why? Are most of Indian industries are concentrated in West Bengal and Odisha? Why? What are the factors of these industries? See, very important, the factors like supply of raw materials, supply of power, transport and communication facilities, market facilities, capital, labor and water supply, ideal climate, and government policies. So this is about the factors influence the location of industries, isn't it? Next question. List out the major industrial regions of India. Or name any 6 industrial regions of India. One is answer. One is the Hooghly. It is in Kolkata region. Second one is the Mumbai. It is in Pune region. Third one is the Ahmedabad. It is in Vadodara region. Fourth one is the Madurai. It is in Coimbatore region. Fifth one is the Delhi. It is in Meerut region. Fifth one is Vishakhapatnam. It is in Guntur region. And the last one is the Kolkata. It is in Thiruvananthapuram region. So this is about the major industrial regions of India. Now let's move on to another very important question. Explain the development iron and steel industries in India. Answer. In the development of iron and steel industry in India, we can see the modern iron and steel industry in India was started in the year 1874 at Kulti in West Bengal. Isn't it? In the year 1874. Second point, but the credit for modern iron and steel industries fully goes to J.N. Tata, who started the Tata Iron and Steel Company in the year 1907 at Jamshedpur. Keep it in mind. Next point, the industry made great progress after the independence. Under the 5-year plans, efforts were made to develop these industries. There are 14 integrated in the iron and steel plants in India. Of these, 4 are in the private sector and other 10 are a public sector. Isn't it? Very simple. This is about the development of iron and steel industry in India. Next question. Name any 6 iron and steel industries of public sector in India. Very important. See here. First, iron steel, Indian Iron and Steel Co Limited at Baranpur in West Bengal. Second point, Vishveshwaraya Iron and Steel Limited at Bhadravati in Karnataka. Third point, Hindustan Steel Limited at Bhilai, Durg district in Chhattisgarh. Fourth point, Hindustan Steel Limited at Rukola, Sundargarh district in Odisha. Fifth point, Hindustan Steel Limited at Durgapur in West Bengal. And the last point, Bakora Steel Plant at Bakora in Jharkhand. So this is about the 6 iron and steel industries of public sector in our country. Next, 6th question. Mention the uses of aluminium. Or aluminium is a multi-purpose metal. Justify. Answer. It has a wide range of uses. Second point, manufacturing aeroplanes. Third point, automobiles. Fourth point, railways. Fifth point, constructions of ships. Sixth point, manufacturing of household appliances. And Seventh point, manufacturing of electrical cables. And the last point, it foils are used as packing materials for paint industries, and it is a good substitute for iron and steel plants. So this is about the uses of aluminium. All of you know that. Next, seventh question, write about the development of aluminium industry in India. See here, the aluminium industry is the second very important metal based industry in India. It was started in the year 1942 at Jayankanagar in West Bengal. Third point, now there are 9 major aluminium plants in the country. And fourth point, they are at Jayankanagar in West Bengal, Alampuram in Kerala, Mittur in Tamil Nadu, Belagavi in Karnataka, Hirakut and Damanjodi in Odisha. And the last point, India has the 11th place in the world for the production of aluminium products. So this is about the development of aluminium industry in India. Next question, explain the distribution of cotton industries in India. First point, in the distributions of cotton industries, we can see the first modern cotton textile was started in the year 1854. When the cotton mill was set up at Mumbai, isn't it? Second point, cotton textile industry is widely distributed over more than 76 towns and cities of India. Keep it in mind, 76 towns and cities of India. However, it is concentrated mainly in the cotton growing states. The states like Maharashtra and Gujarat are very leading manufacturers of cotton textile. Then in Maharashtra, in Mumbai, it is the most popular center for cotton textile industry. So it is called as Cotton Police of India and Manchester of India. Keep it in mind, Cotton Police of India and Manchester of India, that is Mumbai. And many states we can see, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Punjab and Haryana. These are the other manufacturers of cotton textile. So this is about the cotton distributions of cotton industries in our country. Next question, very important, write about the importance of knowledge based industries in India. Answer, in the knowledge based industries, we can see it creating of more job opportunities is there, and it very helps to gain foreign exchange, and it very helps to economic development of the country, and rapid progress of science and technology. It helps to development of basic humanities, and it is very helps to smooth the administrations. So this is about the importance of knowledge based industries in India. So my dear students, these are the very important question and answers for 3 marks in the lesson Indian Industries. Okay, now let's we move on the another important chapter in geography part 2nd, that is Indian natural disasters. Okay, let's start. First point, first question. In the first main, answer the following questions in a 1 sentence each or 2 sentences each. First question, what are natural disasters? Answer, the natural hazards which create widespread destructions, it is known as natural disasters. Second question, what are cyclones? Answer, the wind blows spirally inwards towards the center of low pressure. It is called as a cyclone. Third question, the eastern coast of India is more prone to cyclone. Why? Or what is the main reason for the eastern coast of India is usually prone to cyclones during the October and November? Or the coastal area of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal are more prone to cyclones during the October and November. Why? Or what is the main reason for the coastal erosion in sea coast in India? See, first you can observe the question. The eastern coast of India is more prone to cyclones. Why? Because in our country, most of the tropical cyclones develop in the Bay of Bengal during the north to east monsoon season. That is the main important reason. Fourth question. What are the states largely affected by cyclones in our country? Answer: Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and West Bengal. So these are the states largely found affected by cyclones in India. Next question. Mangrove forest should be grown along the coastline. Why? Because to check the impact of cyclone winds and soil erosion, isn't it? Next, sixth question. Water floods or what are the river floods? All of you know that floods refers to the inundation of land by the river water, so it is called as floods. Seventh question. How can we reduce the flow of water to control flood? Answer: constructions of dams across the rivers and storing of water in receivers. It reduces the volume of water. Next question. Define landslides or how does landslides occur? Answer: the silting of land mass along steep slopes of hills or mountains. It is called as a landslides. Ninth question. Landslides occur very often in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and the northeast states. Why? Because the hilly regions and mountains are found here. Keep it in mind. Hilly regions and mountains are found here. So, landslides occur very often in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and the northeast states. Next, 10th question. What is coastal erosion? Coastal erosion means it is the process of wearing away and removal of materials along with the coastline by wave action. So, it is called as a coastal erosion. Next question. What is the main reason for west coast of India is more prone to coastal erosion during the June to September? Or what is the main reason for coastal erosion in the west coast of India? Answer: the south west monsoon winds causes intensive coastal erosion along the west coast of India. Next, 12th question. How does tsunami occur or what is tsunami? Answer: tsunami means a large waves generated by earthquakes in the sea. It is called as a tsunami. Next, what is earthquake? Answer: an earthquake, it is a violent vibration in the earth's crust. It is called as a earthquake. Next, 14th question. How are receivers causes earthquakes? Answer: hydrostatic pressure of receivers causes earthquakes. 15th question. Recently, the peninsular zone is considered as zone of minimum intensity. Why? Or earthquakes occur very less in the peninsula of India. Why? Answer: because the earthquakes peninsular India had been considered as a stable landmass. Only a few earthquakes have been occurred in this zone, mostly in recent years. So therefore, it is called as zone of minimum intensity, isn't it? So these are the very important question and answers in the lesson Indian natural disasters for 1 or 2 marks. Okay, the next class we are going to discuss 3 marks question and answers in the lesson Indian natural disasters. Okay, my dear students, in this session we have learnt 1 marks, 2 marks and 3 marks question and answers in the lesson Indian industries, and another important geography part lesson, that is Indian natural disasters. We have learnt 1 marks or 2 marks question and answers. The next class we are going to discuss or continue part of the Indian natural disasters lesson. We are going to discuss in the next class. Okay, my dear students, thank you.